Hey guys, welcome to our next episode of Tying with Nayat. I tied up different fly patterns like this one here, synthetic flies, and now we do the hat with Nayat. So this series will be dealing with hat design using Nayat, and you have different possibilities of hiding your thread or covering it with the Nayat when you fold it back, or just tie it in plain to get a flat hat, reverse it to get it a little bit higher. There are thousands of possibilities, and I'll just show you a few of them. So what you can do is when you get a little bit of nayad, like here we do a natural combination, do some tan color on the belly. We just taper the tips a bit, just cut it a bit shorter. Belly never needs to be that long. So just leave a little bit of the underfur in. What you can do then is you just want to place it at least 3-4 centimeters backwards, so you leave a tip over which is supporting the nayad when you fold it back, which gives it a little bit more volume. So you just flare it around with your thumb, just tie it down. You do the same thing on the other side with the color you want to have for the back. This time we take gray. So just take a little bit of gray. It's not much you need for getting a hat with nayad. And then just cut it off. Always remove the underfur, but with the hat it's just, remove the underfur of the first centimeter. Easy as that. So you have a little bit of the fluffy hairs in, and that gives you a little bit more volume. Just taper it a bit, and just do the same thing on the other side, like that. Just flare it a bit around the hook with the thumb, just spread it, and then move the thread all the way back to the hook eye and tie it. So then you have your little cat brush, you can brush it out a bit, just get everything in shape. And now you actually have two possibilities what you can do. What you can do is you whip finish your hat here, fold it back and support it with glue, tear mender or whatever. But the easiest way, if you want to have a quick and dirty fly, easiest way, you go here and just reverse it, catch it with the thread, reverse the hair on the back as well. Make sure that everything is covered. Few tight wraps, make a whip finish, easy as that. Maybe make another knot, easy as that. First fly gone. So now we have a quite voluminous fly with a big head section, gets a nice profile. Take a little bit of super glue onto the thread, easy as that. Maybe a bit more. And I don't have a pen here, only a black one, but then of course if you want to get rid of the thread, you would take a pen and the color you prefer. In this case I would take gray, don't have gray, so you can just color the winding and everything will be fine, like that. Put some ice on later, gone. Then we have a second possibility, which I usually prefer because I like to hide my thread underneath the material. So just get started again. So we kind of do the same what we did before. Get some of the tan colored nayad, brush out a bit of the underfur, not too much, to get the volume. Take the tips, pull some out, pull some more out, pull some more out, and always align them. So we have it tapered already a bit. nearly all same length in this case here. Turn it around and tie the nayad in like that, easy as that. Get a little bit around it, spot it, and go to the other color. So grey again. Same procedure. Cut some nayad. Get some tips, align them. It makes it a little bit of tape already. Tape it a bit more and just tie it in on top. Easy as that. So now the possibility we have here is to fold it back and hide the thread by it. So we make a whip finish here. Just a notch. I like to just get a little bit of glue onto my thread. It's the easiest way to get it in there without getting any glue on the material. And just get the thread around it, make another knot into the wet super glue, and everything is solid, rock solid, like that. So what you do then, fold the nayad back, both sides, like that. You need a hair clip, and you just put it in like that. Gives the material a little bit space to flare. And now you got two possibilities. You can just put the eyes in it, and with some E6000 for example here. But the nicer way is you use this one here, which is mender, and you want to use not too much, but it makes the eyes rock solid and getting a base for the haven't used that for a long time, so that's how mender looks when you haven't used it for a longer time. So here we are again. Mender was blocked a bit, but it's all rubber. That was quite a bit of strong material, and I haven't used it for a longer time. But that took me a while to get it free, but now it's looks good again. So back to the business. What you can do is when you got your nayad in shape like that, you just apply a bit of mender, not too much. It's with this bigger bottle, it's a bit difficult to get small amounts out. Usually I have it in a smaller bottle. But yeah, if you do it like that, head section will get rock solid. It stays white in the beginning, but as soon as it's drying, it's getting through. So do it like that. It's a rubber like glue. You can just stick your eyes on it, and yeah, we'll do the trick. So put the eyes on like that and tighten them a bit with my eye tool later. Just if you press the eyes a little bit, the mender is just gets soaked through all the material, which makes a rock solid head later on. And then you can decide if you want to cover the eyes with super glue or with UV glue. But for now, I just put my eye tool on. And I have to see how I cut the episode, but I'll show you the result later on, so it will take a while. So next fly. What else you can do, what I do a lot is to tie in the nayad in the head section, reverse it and then cover it with dubbing, but because now we're only doing nayad, I'll show you the next thing what you can do. We're taking our 10 colored nayad again, not too much. And this time we just take really low amounts of material. So we're trying to get a really flat head. We brush the underfur out. We try to cover our thread again, because it just looks better. Not too many thread wraps. Make sure the thread is not too thick, because what we want to do now is we want to get a really thin head to get kind of a glide fly. So just remove that. Same thing on the upper side. Get some of the grey nayad. I'll take all the on the fur out, or most of it. Tie it in. Really, only a few wraps will do. And what we do now, or what we try to do, we try to get a high profile, but keep the nayad really thin. So we don't want to have much material on the sides of the hook. To get that a bit stable there, I think the easiest way is I'll just cut that. Get a little bit of super glue in it to save the knot, so it's not getting loose. The easiest way to get a little bit more stability in the head section is you take some of the E6000 onto your dubbing needle. And just place it here, just on the knot, fold it back for your eyes later on. Just try to keep it really flat. That will give you a lot of stability on the front bit, and when we soak it later, it will be fine. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom side again. Just get a bit of glue just in here. Just to give it that strength to stand up there. As you see, the sides are not covered. We're having a really flat head, which gives us the possibility later on to jerk a bit. So here we also use a little bit of tear mender to keep the nayad later on in position. Just to drop here and to drop here, both sides. Just get it in with the finger. Let's take the dubbing needle. I really want to have a flat head here. I hope you can see that later on in the movie. It may be difficult to see, so just take a few hours. tight with a lot of pressure. So we have a really nice flat head, and it will glide later on through the water. So the last thing that you can do is you can just stack it a bit. So you just take your tan colored nayad again and get your thread started. Someone really want to talk to me. So just tie it in like that. Gone. Perfect. Do the same thing on the other side. Just take clumps of the grey nayad. Nothing too serious. Align the tips again a bit. And just tie it down. And now we're just having a really small amount. So you just spread it a bit. Fold it back like you would do it with the pen tool. Just tie it down a bit. Now we want to get some density in this head, so just take a bit more nayad, the tan colored nayad. Just, as always, align the fibers, cut it in half, just do the same with the grey nayad. Taper it a bit, put it on top, and just get a really dense head, so it's like just stacking fibers. Just fold it back again. So in this case, we get a really dense head, which is pushing a lot of water. So if the water is milky and you want to get some movement in the water, so just apply a little bit of glue. It might be a good solution. And like all stacked heads, it just needs a bit of brushing and cutting. Not too much, but a bit. So you just want to go from the guy just to get it in a nice shape. Now we have a really bulky head. And also here, like I showed you before, we put a little bit of glue in between to give it a little bit more stability. It makes it even denser, gives it more resistance against the water. So here I am again. My camera just thought I was talking too much and just shut off, don't know why. Battery was still full, memory card wasn't full yet. So that's the last design. Take my eye tool, brush the fibers in a bit of the hair, just a bit. And now we just let it dry. I'll check what differences we got. So, first head we got here, it's a really flat head. If you want, you can still cover the eyes with some UV resin to stable the eyes, but it will hold as well like that. The flat head, of course, is catching water. The fly, after each strip, moves to one side or not to the other one. Really depends on how the eyes are glued, if they're exactly the same. And but yeah, this will be just gliding through the water, always showing the profile to the side. I have a normal profile, not really high, not really small, just fine like it is. Then we have our really big head, a lot of tear mender in, really heavy head. Usually I would put here some UV glue in, so we get a jigging action. There's a lot of weight to the fly, really stable. The head has a little bit flat form as well, which catches a little bit of water. So, but we have a lot of movement in this fly. We have a lot of volume in the back, which is you see the difference here to these flies. And you can also see the difference, I think, in the head. This one is really thin, this one is really bulky and heavy. Soaked with tear mender, this will definitely jig a little bit more. Then we have just the reverse tie. This is definitely the easiest hat. Just give it a brush so the hairs are spread a bit better. But because we laid it on top of the rear of the nayad, we have quite a bulky head. We have a really good profile on the fly, good baitfish imitation, really easy tying. The eyes slid a bit to the side here, so get that back. But really easy tying. You can color the thread. You see I colored this one here black, so it's not really good because it didn't have a gray marker, but so you can hide your thread. And it's probably the easiest and fastest way to tie it to get a proper profile. And the last version is just a stacked head like that. I'll just get it out. It's a really dense head section, a lot of material in there, pushes a lot of water. So this will make a lot of action on the water by just producing a lot of waves on the water. Sometimes when the water is a little bit milky and you need to get attention because the fish don't see the fly immediately, it can be good if you push a bit more water. So these are the 4 flies or 4 different heads you can actually tie with nayad if you want to. So enjoy.